Yes, 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 yes. We back in the building with another podcast vlog. And this is RAWDOPE Podcast Vlog. And I'm your host, Hand 5000. And I'm just tapping in with the people, man. Like, subscribe, share, drop a comment. Hey, Baltimore City Media, DMV, stand up. Look, NBA YoungBoy was ordered by a federal judge to be sent back into federal custody after the Utah arrest. So I think Utah's gonna have to release him to the feds. He's gonna have to deal with the feds first. Then he'll get to that indictment. He'll get to that indictment in Utah with prescription drugs. Let me say something about this. My man, shout out to Keep It G News. He reported early on, when they reported the arrest, he was like, bro, I feel like that's what them pills. And you see, and he reported it early. He knew, he predicted it. And that's, a guy that just does his research and he can understand some things. So when I thought about that, like, damn, this guy, NBA YoungBoy, is caught in this massive indictment for prescription drugs. He's a millionaire. So I think he needs help. That's number one. And, you do the crime, you do the time. It is what it is. You're innocent until proven guilty in the ghetto. You're guilty until proven innocent. That's how it goes. But overall, I think this was a kid that was, frustrated on home monitor, going through a lot. And then the walls and the land started messing with him. And then he just started doing dumb shit. He's a millionaire, so I don't think he needed to make money off the pills. I think they was all for his personal use. And anybody else that got caught up was just probably just hanging out. They were probably making money, but YoungBoy didn't need the money. So I think personally, when it all narrows it down, maybe the end of this year, the top of next year, when he goes for that, it has to be some type of drug treatment put in place. The gun charge in the feds, from my understanding, when he beat the gun charge in California, it's in Supreme Court or something that he shouldn't have been held accountable, because I think, his charges, he was a juvenile, when he was doing, his little time in jail and stuff like that. And then the charges he had, they went away. So, he's charged with a felony in possession of a handgun in Louisiana as a kid. I'm not know if you know a little bit more about me in the case. I'm not a case searcher. You got to do that with Keeping G News. He search cases. Crown TV News, they do that. I don't really know, but I just, just a little bit of research that I do and keeping my ears open. I understand that he beat the gun charge in California. He was at a video shoot. He got locked up for the 2 guns in Louisiana. And for some reason, he didn't get no time and sentence, because there's somehow some way he's supposed to, wiggle his way out of it, because he has a flawless defense team. But, like I said, man, free YoungBoy. You know what I'm saying? You do the crime, you do your time. Every man got to lay in his bed. I think Shorty going through a lot of mental stuff, being in the house, not being able to move around. But to me, as a grown man and as an older man, I would say to myself, oh, YoungBoy, if you in the house and that beautiful land you got, at my age, I will be settled in with the box on my legs. But bruh, keep it real, bad. Being on home monitor for 3 years of your freedom, it's more said easier than done. It's going to mess with, especially argue with your girl, you're going through something like the land get old. You done found everything going there. Boy, been on like home monitor for over 2 years, from my understanding. That's hard for a guy that's still practicing. I think a young boy, 24, 25 years old. He young, bro, and he has a bunch of yes men around him. So because he was a superstar and because he had money, because he, was taking care of a lot of people, he was dictating very, very, very strong. He was dictating very, very strong. And nobody wants to tell the boss no. Nobody wants to tell the boss, I'm not going to do it. And the result of that, he drowned. People say where his mother was at, where his brothers, where his sisters was at, where the big homies was at to protect that investment. But, he self-destruct. I don't think young boys, they've been laying rappers out. Casanova got 15 years. Pooh Shiesty got 7 years. Dudes get time. Dudes where I'm from get time every day. Dudes get time every day where I'm from. In the ghetto, dudes get spanked with numbers. These dudes got money and a whole lot of money, and they still getting spanked too. So I think YoungBoy will be gone for that long haul, but I think he'll be more close to 30 when this thing is over with. But most of all, his drug and mental health needs attention. Now, the boy, this Drake thing and this Drake battle is heating up real hard, man. I gotta get into that. Whack 100 just went on a rant on Clubhouse amongst his followers and his peers, and he called Rick Ross a bitch and said that Rick Ross is not ready to go to prison and all this and that and this and that. Because Rick Ross mentioned a Birdman, Miss Gladys, we all got them too. I don't think it was no reason for Rick Ross to put the man mother name in it. That has nothing to do with a rap. I thought it was just going to be a friendly rap war. I mean, war is never friendly, but these guys are rich. They're not picking up guns and killing each other. And, and that's what it is. But now, he said something about his mother. So a lot of Birdman supporters and followers going to get involved in that. But I think it's a phone call. Keep that between you and Jersey Man. Keep me out of it. But, that's how it is. And then, Rick Ross been trolling real hard. And, Wax the king of trolls. And Birdman, this guy. So that's what it is. And Drake has just put out another diss begging Kendrick Lamar to respond. I thought Kendrick Lamar respond, but everybody's playing those. Like, YouTube get confusing for you, bro, because dudes be making up their own narrative, then it's AI thing, so you don't know when it's the real thing. But overall, in this beef with Drake and versus all these MCs, it's going to be United States versus Canada eventually. And a couple dudes from the States, like anything you do is going to do what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. And then J. Cole, little homies, got crazy because of the apologies. A lot of stuff is just getting simply crazy in this thing. But, man, I don't know, man. But my opinion is this. Well, every time Rick Ross get into something, somebody want to bring up that he a CO. A CO is not a federal agent. A CO is not a detective. A CO can't put you in jail. You know what I mean? You have to get arrested by the slave master catchers. Then you have to go in front of the slave master, and then you have to be convicted of your charge. And then you go into correctional officers' territory. So me just being personal, correctional officers are no difference from firefighters, people that work on the ambulance, or people that work in the fucking hospital, bro. Just because you're a correctional officer doesn't mean you didn't come from the ghetto. Doesn't mean you ain't working out. There's some correctional officers that got busted up in the joint for making money in the joint and went there. Some correctional officers that super police that's not into breaking no law that will write you a ticket, and there's some slick correctional officers just busting moves, never getting caught out, handling their business. So just because you was a correctional officer, bro, I can't take too many stripes from you, because it's not wrong with getting a job, bro. You don't got no felon COs paying what? Back then when he was a CO, I guess $40,000 in the 90s was a decent income, bro. If you doing something on the side and you getting a CO salary, it's cool, and nothing wrong with that, bro. I'm nothing wrong. I seen COs pull up in them big toys, man. I seen some COs go down because, they fall in love with that prison and what's going on, so much money in that motherfucker. They go home every night. Yo, if you ask me, it's a tough motherfucker job to be a CO to lock inside of a prison. Only 2 people go in and out of prison every day, the birds and the correctional officers and the staff. So that's just weird to me. I always like, man, how the fuck do you come in here every day and deal with this? Them 8 to 12s they do, bro, they locked in the cell. Anything can happen to them. Same thing with an inmate. It's just that they got more power because they got more people going to pipe down and not go at some jails. They going straight at the correctional officer. Just a correctional officer, that's not like being a police officer and an agent with a big bippy on it. The correctional officer's not walking around the jail with a gun on him. Correctional officers get banged in their mouth every day, B. Correctional officers get beat up every day. I'm not defending, the fact that the man was a joint, but when you come at the man, being a CO ain't the worstest thing in the world. And this come from a nigga that been locked up and grew up in the streets. I said, man, come at the man about something else, because it's led me to believe that's the only thing they got on, boy. In your younger years, you were a correctional officer. You can't talk that rap stuff because you're a correctional officer. Tell me how. I can see if niggas say he was a police officer or an agent or DA or something like that, then I'll feel like, boy, you was a prosecutor before, and now you talking this rap stuff and the people stuff. I get the man was a CO, and then in one of his interviews, he said he was a CO because, a lot of his homies was going to jail. He ain't had no felonies. It was some quick money, you know what I'm saying? You get your credit up or whatever. That makes sense to me. You know what I mean? I can't tell you just because you're a CO that you ain't, busting no moves. You know what I'm saying? You got a good job, a good paying job to take care of something. That's a part of life, bro. You know what I mean? And that's that on that. And shit, man. What else, man? There's something else, man. Something weird. Quilly gets out on Adam 22 on No Jumper. That's what is going on. And then hold up. What was funny was 1090 Jake. I almost forgot this. 1090 Jake wanted to link up with Drake to do some shit against Rick Ross. That's some clout chasing shit. Like, I'm gonna bring up when you was a CO type of shit, or tickets you wrote or some shit like that. What the fuck, man? Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. By the way, happy 420, fool. Happy 420. If you're looking at this, hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment, and make sure you tap in to RAWDOPE Podcast, bro. I'm doing these little vlogs and just kicking it with, with my 3,700 subscribers that I'm blessed for. I'm trying to get my shit up to 4K. You know what I'm saying? The goal is to get to 1 million, but you know what I mean? You got to get to 4,000 before you can get to 5,000. So, you know what I mean? We've been working and it's been step by step, grind by grind, and beast by beast. So we making it happen. Thank you, beautiful. We making it happen by any means necessary with this grind. And I can't really cover. I'm a research monkey, but I'm not into like the news type shit. You know what I'm saying? All jokes aside, I'm not like into like the mega research and shit. I do my research, I listen to music, I do what I gotta do. I'm not like just in my mega bag of that shit, bro. Like, because sometimes it give me a headache. When you literally from, outside and from over there, some shit I just can't be just kicking. You know what I mean? So this ain't my style, man. This is my style, but whatever news catching my attention, I feel like that's something that I want to speak on and chop it up about. Then, hey, I bring it to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I bring it to y'all any type of way. But, man, listen, man, make sure you hit that notification button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you leave a comment and follow us on all social media platforms. RAWDOPE Podcast. That's RAWDOPE Podcast, bro. Podcast, man. We out.